up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of At Home with Dynasty. We've got Marcello Margott in the house. Everybody knows Marcello. Marcello is alongside of me and a couple other select pro players out there, probably one of the most recognizable faces online, probably more than I am actually, and fighting the good fight for paintball, traveling around, teaching, doing everything that you could possibly do in a professional manner. What's up, Marcello?
Nice, dude. Look at that intro, man. I'm flattered. Not more than you though. You're the godfather, the triple OG, the guy who set the standards there. But I still got a long ways to go. I still have like 10 years until I'm as old as you. So as you are now. So unless you like stop aging, which could happen. Wouldn't be surprised. You've slowed the process. So once you figure out how to completely stop it, the paintball world's doomed.
The doomed. Yeah, that's absolutely right. Yeah, you've got a lot of paths to walk still, and actually that's one of the things I wanted to get into too. But just so you know, like that reaching out to the fan base is incredibly important because that's kind of what you do already. But obviously now in this downtime, everybody's trying to find ways to connect. I know that you've been doing a lot of stuff. I want to get to your podcast in a little bit because I have not sure if I'm admiring your microphone, but it has been a topic of conversation for me. I know that a lot of the professional guys out there have microphones, and I will get to that in a second with your podcast. But I just wanted to know what kind of like, I don't know, man. I haven't seen you in a while aside from through a video screen. So like, what's going on? How you been?
Yeah, man, I've been good. It's just, what are we on, like week 6 now? When this first all happened and the whole quarantine started, I'm pretty sure it was the week after Vegas. Yeah, I think it's like 5, maybe 6 weeks now. And we thought it was just going to be 2 weeks. And it's funny, like, I think there was a lot of motivation around the world. People wanted to work out in their house and like really push themselves and all this stuff. You think it's only going to be a couple of weeks. And now I'm not going to lie. It's like, it's so difficult because it's better now, actually, because the sun's come out. But as you know, it's been really bad weather here. We've had a lot of rain, so you couldn't go and get any workouts outdoors. A lot of the parks down by you have been closed. I know they just reopened skate sessions. Is that right?
Yeah.
Or Kate sessions?
Kate sessions.
So, yeah. So now that we can kind of get back outside and, exercise that way, that's a lot better. But it's just been it's been challenging, but also unique. Also a time that, I'm sure you can relate to, obviously. I don't remember the last time I've been home this long, consecutive weekends, pretty much ever. And it's absolutely since the day that I started playing paintball, this is 100% the longest I've gone without playing paintball. 6 weeks in a row is crazy. So I'm just, I'm itching to get back out there, But again, it's created a lot of new opportunities. There's stuff that obviously you said you wanted to talk about it, but that I've been pursuing outside of just the normal competition and teaching paintball and things like that. So, just trying to make the most of my time, I guess.
Yeah, that's important. And I know we've had an unusual amount of rain and bad weather here in San Diego, which like added insult to injury. It was like rubbing salt in the wound out here. It's like, okay, I could stay home. That's not a big deal. Oh, you're going to close the parks and the beaches? Whatever. Not a big deal. It's still San Diego, so it's beautiful out. And then it starts raining, and then next thing you know, you had a wife or a fiance and a baby and a roommate into the whole mix in a small house.
Yeah, man.
You live alone, so I guess that in and of itself is you have to get pretty creative with what you can do. Hence,
I just
creative.
play ping pong by myself.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. I thought you'd lost it right there. I think that was it. Good shot, Marcello. Whoa, get it. Yeah, great. That was pretty funny.
Hey, got to improvise, man.
Mm-hmm.
If you get put in a dark cell for a year, are you going to talk to yourself? Certainly. You're going to keep your mind working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Keep your mind and your hand-eye coordination if you're playing ping pong against yourself. I've been asking everybody kind of like what they've been watching and like what do you I mean, I don't know if you watch Netflix, I'm sure you do, but I was watching what I think is my favorite show is this the Formula One Drive to Survive or something like that. It's like a documentary on that follows the season of a Formula One, not just a team, but the whole circuit. And then it goes to each event, but it highlights a different team at each event. And I think it's a really creative way to kind of like show the sport, but it's really cool. But the ping pong thing, one of the things that those guys do to get like in the zone is they have their trainer just throw the ball up and down to each other, and they're like trying to catch it off the wall and things like that, just to keep their hand-eye coordination going. I highly recommend that show. I think you'd really like it too.
Yeah, I know what show you're talking about. Actually, it's been on my list. Unfortunately, Netflix has been my shut the brain off, and I have been watching nothing but garbage. I just finished Tiger King.
As everybody has.
What a ridiculous show. Yeah, I feel like I lost some brain cells just by watching that show.
You got to take a
I've been
break
watching
now.
Yeah. I've watched Travelers. I'm kind of in the middle of that. What else have I watched? I've mowed through a bunch of different series, to be honest. Just kind of binge watching stuff at night. But actually, what I've done a lot as far as for like reaction time and reflexes, hand-eye coordination, things like that. I've been playing a lot of. I saw Kyle got an Xbox as well, but I've been playing a lot of NBA 2K. I finally, for my very first time, started one of those my career things. I've never had the patience or the time to like sit down and try to build your own player. But I'm pretty pumped. I got drafted by the Lakers, and I am leading all the rookies right now, and I'm about to lead the Lakers to a championship in my first season in the league. So looking to go for that championship right off the bat and negotiate a big contract.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I did hear about that a long time. Maybe it's from you, and you're like, "This is so cool! Look at the stuff you can do." And it was just like what you just told me there, right over the top of my head. Kyle did get an Xbox, and he's like, "We can play video games. We're gonna play video games." I was like, "All right, cool." Like I haven't done that since the last 10 years. I think I played a cumulative amount of 15 or 20 minutes of video games. But you know who used to say it a lot was Alex's dad. Used to always say that playing video games is really good for your hand-eye coordination. Absolutely, Alex was a master at the Bond games back in the day. So I think there is something.
The
to
Bond
that.
games are great.
Bond. If that doesn't really show
James
our age.
Bond. Yeah, man, I was in like middle school, maybe even younger when that GoldenEye game came out for Nintendo 64. That was the bee's knees.
That was tight. That was such a cool game.
Yeah,
oh, absolutely.
You guys were in college playing Nintendo?
No, we were in high school still, I think, because I remember we would drive down to Alex's house or Oliver's house down in Marin, and we'd stay the night there before we either went to like the paintball field the next morning or whatever you do when you're kids on the weekends.
Yeah. No, I really do believe that video games are great for hand-eye coordination and like your reaction time, all that stuff. So I like to reassure myself of that after I, blink and look up and it's been 4 hours on the Xbox. I'm training, baby. I'm training.
Yeah, that makes you feel better when it's 4 a.m, and I'm done. Well, speaking of training, we do a lot of the BKI stuff, which a lot of people understand. But what I wanted to know, I guess, I already know the answer, but like, how important is it to have like a supportive home field that you can go and like practice at it whenever you want?
I think it's one of the most important things ever. As a professional in any sport, you need a facility that you can go to and train. You hear all the time and firsthand, the more work that you put in, the better you perform. So if you don't have a place to go and put in the work, you're not going to perform. I guarantee you if Kobe didn't have a basketball court that he was able to go get shots in at, he wasn't going to win any championships. It's pretty simple. So like having a good home field is really crucial. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and obviously having the support of a home field or something along those lines. And I want to say that because A-Rod was probably one of the most, I don't want to call it disciplined, but he would put in extra work more often than anybody else. I know that you would and I want to go and do that, but we didn't really always have the opportunities. And I feel like that had a huge effect on how well he had played out there in Vegas.
Yeah, 100%. I've obviously watched A-Rod for a really long time, and A-Rod's not one of the more athletic guys on the field, but it's funny because since he is also pursuing a career in music. Sometimes he focuses a little more of his energy to that profession and sometimes towards paintball. And you could always tell when he's really dialed and focused in on paintball, he does go in and put in the extra work, and the amount of time he gets on the actual field to shoot his gun on a layout, actually do drills, pays dividends every single time. With how much he was at the field, I knew he was going to have a good event. And obviously he was the event MVP. Their team won, but man, I mean, it's everything in sports. You have to get the repetitions in. If you're only able to play 2 or 3 times a week, it's just not enough. And I'm super thankful that I was able to go out and get some reps in before Vegas. And I actually think that really helped me in Vegas, to kind of know the field a little better and feel a little more confident in all of my skills. I think that's a big thing too. Just the more you play, the more confident you feel. It's like that with anything, I'm sure like with surfing for you, if you don't surf for a while, I'm sure you get a little rusty, but if you're crushing the waves every single day, you're trying new tricks and having professional photographs taken of you in Bali and looking sweet.
There you go. Yeah, that's right. And I think that's also the key for, I guess, the lower ranked teams, or I guess the underdogs, to be able to beat out like the big budget teams, right? So if the Ironmen, for instance, don't have like the budget that Heat and Impact and the Russians have, they have to put the work in to build that up. And I think, it showed shooting guys off the break. And I mean, I wish that we were able to put in extra time at the field, really.
Yeah, I absolutely wish that as a team, we, it'd be great if we had a private facility that we could go and train at, or a field that, wanted us to be there during the week. That would be fantastic. I think all professional teams, eventually that would be the goal, is that each professional team has their own spot that they can go to. They've got the keys to the field essentially, and they could just go and get shots in whenever they want. That would be ideal. That would be like any other professional mainstream sport.
Right. And I mean, remember, what was it, 2018 Chicago? You and I, we practiced Badlands, and then you and I actually stayed out for the week, and we played at that indoor field like 3 different days that week for just a couple hours to shoot our guns. And we ran through those drills and just kind of set up obstacle courses and really like hit our shots. And I think that obviously you and I played like hands and, I don't know, was it hands and feet, hands and legs and arms? So substantially better than everybody else on the team.
Arms and shoulders?
That event. Yeah, there is some sort of
no, I don't know,
but sort of saying, the saying goes.
Yeah. No, I remember that event. I know exactly what you're talking about, and of course, and I bring it all the way back to my time on Russian Legion back in 2012. The way practices were structured, we would fly to the events like 2 weeks early, so right before the first weekend of practice, where the layout would drop, and we'd be out there the entire time. We'd practice Friday, Saturday, Sunday, have Monday off, practice Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, have Monday off, and then go into the event. And even if it's just a couple hours a day with a few light shooting drills, just different things, again, just holding your gun, and you just go into the event so confident because, it's funny with paintball, you might notice it less, but it's because you've been doing it for so long. You have this accumulated skill, and so you might not notice the rust quite as much, but I notice it in all other things that I do. Like, and basketball is always a big one, because when I'm, just shooting around every day, I really get good, dude. Like I can hit a lot of shots. But when I don't play for even just a little bit, I come back and it's like I'm garbage, and the drop off is so much worse than it is in paintball, obviously, because I can make up for it pretty quick. But it's the same thing. And certainly that time in 2012, that was one of the most confident seasons that I felt, just because I was playing so much paintball. And not just playing games, which are super important, but also a lot of drills and stuff that actually hones different skills and techniques. So, I can't stress it enough. I mean, obviously, this, and I know you agree. We've had this talk many times, but that's professional sports. If you want to be at the top of whatever it is. And I like what you said about the lower, either the lower division teams, if they want to work their way up through the ranks and catch up to the higher divisional teams, or the lower ranked teams in the pro division. You're 100% right. They can't expect to play the same amount of time as other teams and get better than them. That's not how it works. You have to put in more time and get more experience if you want to catch up. And that's something, you and I both talk about that all the time. So, Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and I mean, and obviously putting in work with everything. I know that I know that you did a lot of work back then with Dye and kind of helping with the production of a lot of their gear, and that's another really important thing. And I think that's something that I love to do, and I know that you like to do too. Is kind of like really fine tune a lot of the gears and stuff. You were just up at HK just recently, and I know that they don't like to ask like, what do you think, because they're just hoping that you say, oh, it's great. But I think it's really important to give that feedback back, right?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. We're the ones that use this stuff more than anybody else, and I
Mm-hmm.
think I've been playing almost 20 years, and you a little bit longer than that, but there's experience there, and it's a lot easier to notice what might go wrong with a piece of equipment, or how things could be made better, or what is something that is a little more user friendly. So I think it's really important. I do like that HK likes us to uh, give them some input. But actually, that's what I really loved about Field One and what you guys did with the guns,
Mm-hmm.
letting us full on test them in practices and tournaments before they were even into production. So there was so much that we were able to give feedback, and you guys took some of it. Some of it, might not have been valuable. Who knows? But you made the modifications, and now we have a gun that is one of the best guns. Actually, got it right
Mm-hmm.
here, but one of the best guns
That's
that I've
right.
ever used. So
Yeah.
I think it's largely due to the fact. Well, one, all of you guys are the ones making them, are the ones with 20 plus
Right.
years of experience. So you guys know what you're doing. But you also got feedback from the whole team. So
Mm-hmm.
it's hard not to put out a great product when you have that kind of team.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely correct, and that's kind of like what we're stoked on, right? Because I've been for the last 20 some odd years giving all of my input and information as you have as well to like other people, and usually it just kind of falls to the wayside. It's very seldomly. I mean, HK is very receptive to everything, but I mean, I used to like go around in the back of JT back in 2001 and slide around on these knee pads and arm pads, and I'd be like, hey, these are too big, like don't make them. They're like, well, Oliver told us that's how we should make them. It's really big. I go, no, you need something smaller, more streamlined. And I remember like it would just never happen. And they'd be like, okay, sure, whatever. And I think even you've seen those red arm pads that I wore for a long time, for a couple of years.
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
those red HK arm pads because I was like, do you need something softer and smaller? Get rid of the bulky stuff. And they're like, I don't know. And I was like, just make them and let me see. And like those ended up being what we're wearing now. It's like a softer version of their more rigid arm pad. Um, and it takes forever to get that stuff into fruition. But that's why I'm stoked on Field One. I know you are as well. But like, if there's anything that you guys wanted different or you wanted to change, or what about this and why is this way? It's like we're listening to all that.
Yeah, totally. And again, I think it shows.
So your the signature series guns, or I like to call them the player inspired, because I don't know. I think the signature series thing is played out slightly, but like there's an inspiration behind all of your designs and everybody's concepts, and the every depending on what it is, and then you give that information. We are talking with Yosh for quite a while about it, but like that information is then given to an anodizer who just kind of like creates from there. So what? Let's see yours, and what do you got? What was your inspiration?
Yeah, so I this actually is not my final design. So this is
Mm-hmm.
one of two. We went with acid wash, clear to like a gunmetal gray with a baby blue splash. Um, Blue has always been my favorite color. Baby blue, I think, is incredibly sweet, and so uh, I decided to do this gun. Well, because again, I like light colors too. I think like clear and a gunmetal gray kind of thing look really clean. But the final production one is going to be the same acid wash, so the clear with the gunmetal gray, but it's going to be gloss. I actually thought that I was going to get this one in gloss, but I realized I had forgot to put that into the order with Yosh. And I just love the way these guns look in the gloss design. But I'm still going to have the blue splash, and it's going to be on the back half. So still, I love this, and it's actually that much cooler because there's only one. There's only two of them, and this is the last one. The other one sold, I think, in Vegas. But yeah, I might not even sell this one. I might keep it. It's kind of a collector at this point. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the splash is an old school design. A lot of the guns back in the day had that splash effect, and so paid a little homage to that. And I also I saw your design and figured I would just copy it and change the orange to my baby blue.
Just putting a splash like right around the back half of it, right? Is that I
Yeah,
don't know who gave you
exactly.
that idea.
Yeah, dude,
um,
that thing looks so good,
yeah.
man. The gloss, I love gloss guns. That looks so
So you know
good.
what I would have liked, and maybe I don't know how difficult it's going to be. Actually, I'm trying to get a Dynasty one done as well. We're actually hoping that there's going to be this cool new Dynasty design done for May 4th, because May the 4th be with you, Force. That whole concept.
Very cool.
But I don't think, and it's our Dynasty's 20th year, but I want it to be like the 3D, right? So it'll be like a matte black, right? With like matte black and gray with a like a heavy royal, like popping, maybe electric blue. This color, whatever color this is. Is this electric or is this
Okay.
royal?
Royal, I think. I think that's kind of like a
Okay.
royal blue. Yeah, I think you
Yeah,
nailed it.
royal. So it'll be like that blue on a black canvas, but it'll be a matte black gun with either the splash itself will be gloss. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. No, it does. That'll look
Yeah.
sweet. That'll look really sweet.
Yeah, or it was the other way
Gloss
around. It was
splash
one of the two.
pop.
Yeah. So
Either way, it'll look textured. You know.
yeah. That's the idea is that texture and that pop, and we're doing that, as you know, because it's Dynasty's 20th year anniversary, and so
It's crazy, man.
I've been diligently. Yeah, imagine this. So we've had over 48 players on the team, and I've been diligently messaging people from like 2001, 2002, getting their signatures. As you know, you probably signed a piece of paper for me, and Alex is digitizing every single one of those signatures, and we're gonna have. I don't know if it's gonna be a poster or what, but it's pretty cool looking how it looks right now. But we're gonna put on some t-shirts and some cool stuff.
Yeah, sorry. Did I get you that signature? I actually just realized I may have forgotten to send it.
No, you got it to me. I've got a.
Okay, cool.
I've got a folder here. Look at this. Where's the screen? I've got a folder here with
Where's Mellow Matt?
Mellow Matt. Yeah, Mellow Matt's in here somewhere. Let's see.
So guys,
when
you guys buy jerseys from Ryan and he has the team sign them, this is how he gets all the signatures.
Yeah, I got Sonny Lopez, Glenn Takamoto. We got Frank the Tank Connell.
Dude, nice.
Rodney.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I even got.
You know what's crazy about
that? Yesterday.
You know what's crazy about that, Ryan, is I played for the Ironmen quite a bit of my career, actually. And my last stint with them, they were celebrating their 20th anniversary as well, in like 2014, maybe 15. I forget exactly when it was. But there wasn't a soul that was even close to still playing on the team that started on the team, 20 years ago. And here we still have four of you guys crushing it.
Well, it's just Alex and I were the original guys, and then Yosh popped on a year later.
Yeah, that's right. Actually.
Crandall's,
yeah. And I said four.
Here's what hold on. I'll send this so it can pop up a little better. But that's look at that.
Oh, that's super cool. Yeah.
That looks pretty cool, right? It's hard to see, but I'll send that list to see where we're at. I just got Cody Smith and Garrett Maxwell.
Cody, Smick, and Garrett, man, I remember those guys well. I was good friends with Cody actually back then. He would always stay with Mike Hinman when we were on Aftermath.
I don't have Mike Hinman's signature, surprisingly, or Dave Baines. Yeah, those guys won't. I mean, they said they're going to get them to us. Dave doesn't even reply to any of our messages or calls.
That's so funny. That's why you posted that. Now I need your signatures. Yeah. That's hilarious.
So
what was I just going to say?
We need to get a couple guys.
Oh, yeah, I saw you guys, Field 1's making those player cards. Tyler got one. I'm just wondering where mine's at.
Yes, actually, we are making those player cards. I think everybody got tired of getting the Ryan Greenspan and Yosh Rao cards. So no joke. Jeremy Somm came up and goes, "Hey, we got like 4 forces in the shop, but all 4 of them have Ryan Greenspan cards. Is there anybody else's cards that we can get?" And I asked Alex and Yosh, and they go, "Well, we figured that's who they wanted your cards." But yes, everybody on the team will get a player's card if they haven't already been printed. So that's kind of a cool thing that's going to be goes into all the boxes. So when you order a force, I don't know if you've gotten one, like a brand new one in the box. with like the signature card
Yeah.
and all that stuff?
Yeah. It didn't come with a signature card. Yeah.
I guess it wasn't. It didn't hold as much weight for you didn't need Yoshi's signature and born on date. But yeah, every gun comes with like a little card that says it was chronoed at this between this range. Yosh Rao built it on this date, and then it has a little signature. And then you also get a Dynasty playing card, which will have kind of a hopefully collect them all. So if you buy 10 forces, you might get all 10 cards, I guess.
The playing card is really cool. I really like that.
Yeah.
It's like an old ball card or something.
Mm-hmm. Well, we used to have the Topps baseball cards. Do you remember those?
Yeah,
I'm sure
I do.
I
didn't.
Or something.
No. No.
Someone just reached out to me on Facebook yesterday trying to sell me my Topps baseball cards. Like, what?
That's really funny.
I still have mine in. No, not Bear. I think he burnt all of the Dynasty memorabilia that he has.
No, he just posted one of him and Johnny the other day because he has one of those cards.
Bear has a Topps baseball card?
Yeah. Alberto.
Wow, he might have one of the JT ones. So JT also made some. So there's two sets of them. Topps made some, and I believe that JT made their own as well. I'm not sure. I have one of them. I could
be wrong, but
okay. Yeah, maybe. Man, maybe. Yeah. All right. Well, that's cool. That's I'll have to once he's not mad at me, I'll have to reach out to him and see. Yeah, and investigate really. All right, man. Well, thank you very much. I'm stoked on all that. Your guns. We'll get you a playing card. I promise.
Yeah, I gotta drop some news first. I mean, I know you guys had Tyler on yesterday. I'm not sure if he brought it up. Maybe he did, but
yeah, that's right.
We are launching this podcast, Play the Game Podcast. Tyler and I are incredibly excited about this. It's a lot more work, dude, than you would think. Honestly, it wouldn't have been possible to get this off the ground if we didn't have this downtime, because I've had to learn how to do all of the different recording, especially since we do it remotely, like recording locally and all the programs and learning how to edit the audio. It's been quite a bit, and we're going to be publishing everything to the YouTube as well. So right now we're just waiting for Apple Podcast to approve our show, which usually takes between 24 hours, 72 hours, something like that. So should be ready here pretty soon, and we're going to be ready to launch the first episode. But the whole goal behind it is just to kind of spread awareness to the lifestyle that we live. I think that's something, I mean, Ryan, you and I have talked about this a bunch. The lifestyle in paintball, especially as professional paintball athletes, is really the biggest selling point for me. It's done more for me than just about anything else. And whether it's the travels or the friendships, the way it makes you just really strive to be the best version of yourself, so you can go out there and win and succeed in the game. It's done a lot. So again, the whole goal is just to really spread insight into the life of a professional paintball player. Dive into different hot topics that are going on in the culture, as Tyler says, for the culture. 100%. But yeah, we're pumped about it. So if you guys could head over to the Instagram page, Play the Game Podcast, and give us a follow, and you'll be able to stay up to date on everything over there. That'd be awesome. We'd appreciate it. And
it'll be available on iTunes. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Apple Podcasts, and then once it's on there, it'll be over on Spotify. We already have the Apple we already have the podcast website up. So if you had the link, you actually could technically listen to it right now, but we're waiting for the official drop on all the platforms. So.
Okay. So don't share that just yet. What? So are you guys planning on having like guests on there? Or are you gonna do, or is it just you two kind of discussing a handful of topics and?
Yeah, it's going to be mostly us two discussing a handful of topics. I figured, when one of us are traveling, it'll be really cool to catch up with each other, whether we're in Thailand, if the Wi-Fi is good enough, or, wherever it is. If I'm doing a clinic somewhere, I think it'd be really cool to get field owners involved to be able to discuss, how they got into paintball and what made them want to start a business in the sport. Just tons of stuff like that. But we're definitely going to have guests. We'll have a bunch of interviews. I'm sure we'll bug you to come on. But
If I'm
yeah, it's
available,
going to
I
be
just,
an eclectic, huh?
I said, if I'm available, if I'm not, busy.
Yeah. I'll hit up your agent, young Sloan, and see if you have time,
Hmm.
and we'll go from there if you're not too expensive. But
Currently, she can
yeah,
only really say dad, dad, mama. So bear with her. It's going to be
so
a little bit difficult to
I'll just
book
take
me.
it. I'll just take it as yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, we're excited. It's gonna have everything. Again, we're gonna obviously have guests and stuff, but it's gonna be mostly just us kind of shooting it back and forth.
You mentioned traveling, like when you guys are, if you're out on the road or something like that, being able to do it. What I meant to ask you this, and I skipped over it somehow on these notes, so I'm glad that you brought that up. What's your favorite travel destination? As far as like, yeah, just where's your favorite travel destination?
Yeah, man, that's such a tough one, right? I mean, there's such vast differences in some of my favorite places. Like we have this picture up right now of La Cristalina. I think you've been there down in
I
Colombia.
haven't actually. I'm really jealous about that.
Dude, oh my goodness, you got to go
Yeah.
down there. The tsunami guys will absolutely take care of you. This is a private little cabin out in the middle of the jungle. The owner of the team, Felipe, he owns this land, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. There's no service down there, no TVs, obviously, nothing like that. You're just totally in nature. You've got a bunch of outdoor hammocks, stuff like that, and these awesome waterfalls. This is the smaller waterfall that you guys are looking at. There's like a mile hike in the jungle that brings you up to this bigger one. That's pretty epic. Hard to beat Colombia because of the culture and because of this spot. I think this spot really puts Colombia a little higher up than some of the
Hmm.
other spots for me, because this spot is it's just magical, really. But I love Southeast Asia. Yep, there's another picture of Colombia. This is one of the lake houses that the team owner has down there, and it's just I can't believe that paintball brings me to this place because
Right.
I talk about it with people a lot, man. No matter how much money you have, you cannot Columbia the way I experienced it because of the people I knew through the sport. Like you can't go
Right.
and buy these kind of experiences. You need the connection, and they're just absolutely amazing. I love that place. But Italy, another one of my absolute favorites. That's where my family is from, so a little close to the heart there, and it's totally different than anywhere in South America or Southeast Asia for that matter. Um, but yeah, it's hard to pick one, Ryan. Pretty impossible. I just love that the sport truly does bring us to all these beautiful
Hmm.
places, and it opened my eyes to stuff that I just can't imagine I would have gone and done if I wasn't playing this sport.
Well, then let me put it this way, or let me rephrase it. I guess where would you want to go then? So, okay, exclude the places that you've already been. Where's like what's on your, I guess, bucket list of places to travel?
Um, bucket list. I really want to go to Iceland.
Uh,
Seeing your and Oliver's trip through there, and I mean, it's what kind of stinks is it's become a super hot spot, so it's almost like
hmm.
not as cool anymore. But it still just
Right.
looks gorgeous to go there. So I would
Right.
still like to go. I'm late to the party for sure, but whatever. Might not even post a picture about it. Just go and experience it. Um,
Travel alone, yeah. Just jump in there and just say I gotta go do something. And I mean that's basically what we had
yeah,
done is
yeah.
we had a week off before the next event, so we just flew up there real quick on a whim, and that's kind of like
Yeah,
no
that's
plans.
rad.
That's kind of like the way to do it.
Oh, 100%. That's always the way to do it. Anytime I have spare time to travel, I get anxiety about planning the trip too far out. I just like let's see if it works out, and if it doesn't, we'll go somewhere different, and it'll be a cool little adventure on its own.
That's funny. Yeah, that's absolutely right. I think you should get up there. I think flights are cheap right now. As a matter of fact, I believe that Iceland is handling this. It's pretty secluded, right? So I think that once this whole thing kind of settles down a bit, and if you find yourself over in Europe, if you're helping out the USA squad, if they're playing out there, you should definitely zip up there. I thought that was a very memorable place to visit. Definitely.
Yeah,
I don't even know
yeah,
where I want
totally.
to go
That video.
next.
Hey, where can people find that video, Ryan? That YouTube video you and Oliver made, because that was epic.
Oh, the Dynasty Cribs video. That was pretty funny. Well, we've done a bunch of them. I think you've been in a couple, but it was just on my YouTube channel. It's
Yeah.
Dynasty Cribs. That was probably one of the last real times that I hung out with Oliver for a good amount of time. You know,
Yeah.
and
That was super cool.
that was
Everybody should go
definitely,
check it out if you can. It's a cool
yeah.
video.
That's when we kind of got on each other's nerves. We were both sleeping in a twin bed in the backseat of a Sprinter van, like one of the small, like the delivery Sprinter vans, not like the cool Mercedes
You,
souped up ones, but the
you and Oliver got on each other's nerves? No way.
no way. Yeah, you know how it
No
is.
way. Yeah.
That's funny. So yeah, check that out. Absolutely. I think that's great. Maybe we'll find a clip for that to toss in here or something like that. But awesome. Yeah. I know that you are actually on your way to the blood drive appointment right now. You're gonna go donate blood. That's awesome. Paintball Cares thing is gaining a lot of steam, so I'm stoked that you're going to do that. I actually supposedly have an appointment at 5 p.m. on Friday now.
Nice, cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
my appointment's at 1:30. I'm heading over. This is my first time giving blood, so yeah, hopefully I don't faint or anything like that. But I'm excited. I think actually I'm probably going to start doing this on a regular basis. It's amazing what you can do to save somebody's life in this case, but honestly, for more selfish reasons, I didn't realize all the potential health benefits from it. So I'm pumped to be part of it. It's a win-win. I'm always all about win-win situations, So yeah, I'm excited. I'm trying to hydrate a little bit. Everyone, like Anthony over at Boston, and a few other people are freaking me out. They're like, make sure you're hydrated. Lori almost fainted, blah, 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 all this stuff. I'm like, oh man, is this that gnarly?
Can you please just do me a huge favor and just make sure, like, bring one of those little tripod things and film yourself? I would like for you to do it live, actually. That way, if you do faint, you can't not show us the video. But in any event, film it some way, shape, or form, because if you do faint, it'll be that much funnier. But if you don't faint, you can obviously post it and be like, that was so easy, everybody go do it. And if you do faint, it'll just be like, haha, that was hilarious. Just think about that.
That's probably not the best idea. If I do faint, okay, some people are probably not going to go.
True.
Have you done it? Have you donated blood before?
I've never actually donated blood. No, I've always wanted to. And actually, Dynasty used to do blood donation drives at events. We would host them there. But Frank Connell actually went and donated when he was playing our team in Tampa. Donated blood before one of our games. Like, he got out of the thing, kind of wiped his arm off, put his arm pads on, and went back on the field. Ooh.
That sounds like a Frank Connell move.
A total Frank Connell move. Hey, guys, I just donated blood. Goodness. It's like, bro, doesn't that, like, no, I'm fine. Okay. All right.
That's wild. Yeah, because I've even been reading about it. But, no, yeah, so I'm pumped. Got that going on. And,
cool.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Then going to be indoors. Bored in the house.
Playing ping pong until the next event starts.
Pretty much. If you want to cruise up and
put a mask on and hit some ping pong balls. Maybe. Who knows? We'll see.
Exactly. We got some HK masks.
All right, dude. Well, I'll let you get to it. Thank you very much for joining me. Stoked to get onto the podcast, and stoked to see you and actually shoot some paintballs. Yeah,
totally, man. Same. Can't wait. Tell when I say hi. Camille, Young Sloan, tell the fam hello for me. And hope to see you guys soon too.